I got you, people. So this is about a couple of expats out in Southeast Asia, right? There's a lot of animosity also with, not only in America, with Europeans and expats and Southeast Asia and the Philippines, that they can't get along here in America and Europe, and now they're doing it in a foreign country, in the Philippines. So the particular YouTuber they're talking about is a popular expat from America and Southeast Asia and the Philippines called the Sunshine Shoulders, right? So the Sunshine Shoulders had bad experience when he first landed in the Philippines, right? Trying to get a wife that was wealthy enough so to take care of him, and he would do the same, but his first relationship with the Filipina didn't work out. So he was going through bad times, he was depressed, and he started doing YouTube videos on his experience. He called it Boots on the Ground and shit. He comes out with the nitty gritty. He's gonna tell you what's really happening in the Philippines when you date a Filipina, right? So anyway, his channel started growing because people started gravitating to him and people were subscribing. He went from 5 to 10,000, 25,000, and he got popular. So he started doing charity work for the Filipinos. You know, he was, you know, being grateful to the Philippine people for subscribing to him, and he was helping them out, you know, giving them charity food, helping them out, repair their homes and things like that, raising funds for them to, you know, buy any groceries they need or pay any bills. He was doing all kinds of work for the Filipinos, and he was getting appreciated, and a lot of Filipinos would subscribe to him, so he got popular. So now we got other expats that didn't like that because they wasn't as successful as the Sunshine Shoulders. So we got a particular YouTuber, also an expat, called My Family in the Philippines and My Fat Wife. That's what he calls himself, right? My Family in the Philippines. And he also talk about this other YouTuber called Paul. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So this particular guy got some animosity against other expats that are successful in the Philippines. Maybe because he's not as successful as they are with their relationship with Filipinas, or, you know, getting subscribers and being recognized in the Philippines. So he's upset of the Sunshine Shoulders because the Sunshine Shoulders don't want to respond to his comments or reply to him. So I think he's got some kind of chip on his shoulders just because he doesn't want to reply. He's putting that the Sunshine Shoulders, he's a scammer. He likes to scam other expats, taking advantage of the Philippine people and the woman over there, you know, with them fake charities that he do. But I think it's just, you know, he's trying to get attention from the Sunshine Shoulders, and the Sunshine Shoulders didn't go for it because I guess he annoyed him and he blocked him from his channel. So this family in the Philippines, right? And he said his fat wife, I guess he got a fat Filipino wife and he's not happy. But anyway, the case is that he's trying to cause trouble to Sunshine Shoulders, animosity, and to Paul. His channel is called Can't Teach a Old Dog New Tricks. So, you know, it's a lot of animosity against these YouTubers over there in Southeast Asia and the Philippines because people don't respond. Listen, when you got thousands of followers, you don't got time to respond to everybody. And if you donated money to his cause or charity, you know, you did that on your own free will. Nobody forced you to give in your money to his cause, right? Because you don't know where the money's going anyway. Even if it does, charity is not cheap. You need workers, you need things, right? Nothing in this world is for free. Somebody has to dish out some money to make things work. So although you gave your money out, you know, I guess, you know, it was given as gratitude. Hopefully, I think so. And he was gonna use it properly. You know, you don't know where that money is going to or how he's gonna use it. You know, so but he evidently he have to use it because that was the fundraising for charity and to give out. And I'm sure he did what he had to do. But to try to degrade a person just because he doesn't respond to you is wrong, you know? You can't expect people to respond to you just because you want somebody to respond to you, you know? Not everybody could get a response. So I guess this guy has some kind of issues with people not responding to him. He gets a little chip on his shoulders and want to degrade somebody and talk bad about him and trying to create a scandal on YouTube channels and things like that. But you know, this video was mentioned to me by this other YouTuber called from the Philippines to the Bronx, and he also goes by the name of Tanko Native. So he told me about this, and I was looking into it. But I think it's just a grown man acting like you know, a bitch. You know, you gotta say, you know, you got mans now, adult man, acting like babies, you know? If you do things out of your own free will. Nobody forced you to do nothing. And if you give your money to somebody, you can't cry about it, how he used it, you know? You gave it to him, and he's gonna use it the way he feels right to use that money. You know, you can't cry about that. Once that money leaves your hands in somebody else's hands, and it's somebody's to do whatever he wants to do with that money. But this other YouTube expat is crying that I think he needs attention and he's not getting it, so that's why he's putting all these bad remarks on the Sunshine Shoulders. And I got nothing against the Sunshine Shoulders because I've seen his video. There's other YouTubers also that I don't agree with everything they say, but I listen to them and I always leave comments, and it doesn't matter to me if they respond or not, or they give me a like, or they send you that emoji heart or whatever, you know. This is all for entertainment, for you to have a dialogue and exchange words with other people. But if the person doesn't respond, there's no need to try to degrade his channel and right, his character, just because he doesn't respond to you. And you know, these grown mans gotta grow up. You know, they come out of the West and Europe and go to a different country, and they want to create more chaos instead of going to the country and relax and enjoy themselves and not create more problem already that you already had in the past, and bring it to, you know, a new country. You know, you got to leave those things behind, and you're an adult now. You got to act like an adult. You know, if you have a problem with somebody, I think you should just try to call him direct or in contact with him. But to leave negative things out in the media, social media, to try to get a response, I don't think that's right to do. And if you do get a response, there's no need for you to get all bent out of shape and try to cause more trouble, and you know, try to call authorities. Listen, he's in a foreign country, and if the authorities think he was doing something bad, they wouldn't have send him a letter or something, and let him know that he's got to shut down his channel or refrain himself from putting out all these information or raising charity, because people are complaining about scams. You know, they're looking into all this stuff. So he's still out there making videos, so I don't think that there's no effect, there's no scam, there's no abuse. You know, I think this guy has a chip on his shoulders and want to create drama. But anyway, people, you got to grow up and, you know, live your life and let others people live. And with that, I let you go and you think about that.